Carl needs to be juiced.
I think
Today on This American Dice, join us for an exciting adventure of Masks, a game by Magpie Games that sees teenage superheroes try to figure out not only who they are as teens going through puberty and changes of all kinds, but also who they are as masked Avengers, hoping to stop crime in a world that just doesn't understand them. Buckle your seatbelts and strap on your masks, because here comes This American Dice presents Masks, Episode 1.
All right, we're ready to play Masks. So in this game, like we already talked about, we're going to be teenage superheroes, and we live in Halcyon City, which is kind of the epicenter for superhuman and superhero activity, and it has been kind of throughout the various generations. Halcyon City is this big kind of metropolis-like city. Metropolis, not just as in city, but like the city where Superman lives. The big things for us to know setting-wise are you're definitely not the only superheroes around. People know superheroes exist. There's even a league of superheroes. What the heck is that, this Justice League type group called? So the straight answer is the Exemplars.
The Shadow Exemplars.
Uh-huh. Exemplars too, still exemplin.
what about like can we make it real like cheesy, like maybe just the Patriots or something? Just like super over the top American garbage.
We can.
Or like I don't know. What was everyone trying to think of
the
annoying group?
League of Super Patriots. Super Squad.
Council of Thieves.
The Council of Steves.
Super Squad might be generically ridiculous enough.
The Super Squad. Any other thoughts?
Legion of Iron.
The Legion of Iron.
The Legion
What's
of
like-
Iron Dukes.
What's we could say the Legion of and then what's like a term that means like very, very good or that kind of thing that starts with an L. The Legion of
Exemplar.
Uh-oh. Okay. I'm going to put down Super Squad tentatively.
Tentatively.
Exemplary Gentlemen.
The Legion of Exemplary Gentlemen.
Eh.
I'm going to put down Super Squad just for now.
And Sean Connery's in it.
Listen, you need a slap. I'll tell you right now. So, okay. So, yeah, superheroes exist. People know about superheroes. In fact, the Super Squad has their own, like, the Super Squad headquarters, kind of Hall of Justice-esque base here in Halcyon City. And they have a junior league. And your team is essentially like in the process of applying for junior Super Squad membership. So when we start this off, you guys are already a team. And a lot of this character building stuff is basically us figuring out not only who each of the four of you are, but also how you first got together as a team. And I don't know if I didn't see this in the Masks book, but David put it in a way that was really, really good, which was, imagine this isn't the first arc of this comic. This is actually the second arc. And we're going to come up with the broad strokes of the first arc now for how you guys met up. So that way, when you turn the TV on, the group's already together. We don't have to see each of them individually come together, that kind of thing. We don't have to start you in a tavern and have you each introduce yourselves to one another and come up with a reason to work together. So let's actually go around and just get kind of the name and the elevator pitch for everybody. We don't need to worry about description just yet. You can kind of describe yourself when we come into when we have our first scene. So in order of the playbooks, the Beacon is first alphabetically.
Oh yeah, my name's David. My real name. Although Shadowboxer today, that person's real name is Nora Knox. And she has let's see, some very minor powers. I think they're just like she can change the color of her skin, basically. So she changes it to look dark, so she gets really good camouflage and shadows and stuff. And she's a really good martial artist, and she has a sweet hawk pet, Squawky, who helps with stealth missions.
Squawky, who helps with stealth mission.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. So we've got kind of a ninja character as our beacon. Okay, our next is the bull.
All right. I got Captain Football.
And you're Leigh?
Yeah.
Okay. Captain Football.
And his power is his skin turns to the leather of a football when it's action time. And he's big and strong. I mean, he can punch things. And his real name, he's an offensive lineman for Halcyon High. And his real name's Wade Hammond.
All
And
right,
when you say offensive lineman, you just mean that he
he's actually a
tells a lot
defensive
of
lineman,
racist
and
jokes.
nobody likes him.
He
Yeah.
gets the job done. That's what I mean. You want to hear how he got his powers?
Did lightning strike a football that was in his hands?
No, he was investigating another team that was cheating, and he got hit by their secret serum, and now he's got super strength and super toughness, but he also thinks he has super intelligence.
Who's next?
All right, Carl will be playing the Nova character. Her superhero name is Helix. She has powers of biokinesis born from lab treatments that were left incomplete.
Ooh, okay.
And her real name is Anya Villanova, but that's a name she's adopted.
So that's also a name she's adopted.
Right, but so she had reason to, I guess we don't want to get into this right now, like her birth name was something else, but she immigrated here from a different country and she had to hide her identity.
Okay.
So that's what everyone knows her by.
Last but not least, our transformed.
My name is Alex. I'll be playing the transformed Manateen.
Manateen.
He is part teenager, but also a lot of manatee. His face is he has the nozzle of a manatee and the dark expressionless eyes of a manatee, and he was transformed.
He used to be a dolphin, and he was transformed into a man.
Yeah.
No, he should have been a manatee to begin with.
Yeah.
He became a teenager. And he's
Yeah. I like that better. Yeah. He was a manatee.
Okay, so he got ninja turtled.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. No problem. All right, well, we can figure out more of how that exactly happened in just a little bit. So, all right, we've got so now that we've got kind of the names and the elevator pitches for each of these characters. And then we start our comic book for real. We see a panel of like a bird's eye view of Halcyon City. It's gleaming skyscrapers. It's like kind of like transportation system, which again, Mayor Sierra is super into. It's got like kind of a monorail-esque thing that kind of goes around the city. We see kind of zoomed in a shot of people near a park, or people in a park, like folks jogging, a kid playing with a dog, somebody in the background throwing a frisbee, disking out like wild.
Cool.
All right, we see a like a coffee shop nearby where people are sitting there sipping coffee. Somebody's typing away on a computer, clickety clack, and there's a person who's like real artsy looking, and they're sketching something. And then we see a shot of like the street kind of leading up to that coffee shop, which is again across the street from the park. And we just kind of see this like just pretty boring street. There's a few cars on it, not real busy. Then we see that again, same thing, not real busy. And then we see it again, and there's a police car, followed by like an armored car, which is followed by another police car, and they're kind of driving down the road. And once it gets to the point where that police car would be in front of the like coffee shop, we see that there's a manhole, and when the police car drives over the manhole, there's this like explosion that kind of knocks the police car onto its side and sends it spinning.
Oh shit.
Oh shit indeed. And where do I have it? From kind of on top of, from on the roof of, no, not on the roof. They're just fucking right there. Why not? Oh, and they burst out of the manhole. There's a person who bursts out of the manhole, and they seem like a disheveled office worker. And they're just like looking around, being like, "Please, I don't know what's even going on. I don't know what's happening." And then they raise up their hands, and on both of their hands are a Punch and Judy puppet. And the Punch and Judy puppets say, "Ha ha 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 ha! We're going to free him!" All right. So, just as the other cop car that hadn't crashed, like kind of swerves away, and some cops get out, and they're like, "Freeze!" Like each of them, as they're holding their guns out, they all suddenly go like, "Huh!" as like flashes of light hit their hands, and their hands are hit by knives, and the guns are knocked out of their hands, and soon like more knives pin them to the walls of the coffee shop and to the cop car itself. And you see a man wearing a chef's uniform. Instead of white, though, it's black. And he's standing there, and he's holding, like, almost fanned out in his hands, kitchen knives. And he has kind of graying hair and very, very ridged brows. And for a second, you're like, is that Gordon Ramsay? And then you realize, oh, my God, it's an evil version of Gordon Ramsay. And he says, like, "You best back off, or you're going to be a dog's dinner." And I think one of the cops goes, "Gordoom Ramsay? Oh, my God." And, yeah, in the background, you hear, like, a dog just going absolutely buck wild. And a person steps forward. And he's wearing kind of a... he's wearing kind of like some like black body armor with like a snarling dog's muzzle, like as an emblem on the front, and with him is like a crazy Doberman Pinscher that's kind of bigger than a normal Doberman Pinscher, and he says with a thick German accent, like, "All right, it's time to bust them out of jail," and the dog just goes. "Ruh!" And one of the other cops goes, "Doberman and the Pinscher?" So,
Love it.
But here's the deal.
We're not saved just yet.
Do we have a name for this team?
The All-Stars.
The All-Stars?
Captain Football and the All-Stars.
Captain Football and the All-Stars. Captain Football and the Foot and Ballers?
How about Manateen in the three-headed Hydra of Atlantis?
Cabbage Cock and the Ticklers?
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't have a name. All right, but luckily, you guys don't need a name yet. Your actions are going to speak louder than words. When you enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team, first of all, we're going to be adding 2 to the team pool. So, I'll keep track of this, but if you guys could also keep track of it, I'd appreciate it. So you guys have 3 team total. All right. If the leader has influence over every teammate, add another team. Here's my question. Who's your leader?
Not Helix.
Yeah, I would say Captain Football, personally. On account of it's called Captain. It's not Lieutenant Football.
Yeah, I'd probably support that.
Yeah, I support that.
All right, Captain Football is the leader. Okay, Captain Football, do you have influence over every teammate? I know the answer is yes to that, so you got another team.
Yeah.
Cool. So you got 4 so far.
That's why they
All
call
right.
me Captain.
Captain, what's your purpose in this fight?
Oh, in this fight?
Mhm.
By
By the way, you can see, I should have said this before. You can see on the side of the armored car. It's not an armored car like a Loomis armored car or a Brinks armored car. It is a prison transfer thing, but it's like in an armored car. So this is like a high value prisoner.
Got it. So, my purpose is to smash the bad guys as hard as I can.
Okay. Does everyone else have that exact same purpose
As a personal goal?
in this endeavor?
Oh, like in this scene?
Yeah. So in this fight, is everybody else's goal to beat the bad guys as bad as they can? Does anyone have a differing goal?
No.
Yeah, tricky. 'Cause I feel it's to clear our name almost. So that could envelop beat the bad guys.
Yeah, I can see that as like a sure. Like everyone wants to win.
It seems like that's not quite the same thing.
Yeah, you got to want it 110%.
So, okay, I'm going to say we're not all 100% on the same page here. All right, is there anybody who mistrusts the leader of the team?
Not yet.
Manateen does not trust our dear leader because
Okay.
he can sense his jealousy for how cultured he is.
Okay, absolutely. The manatee,
Metagaming.
the manatee people are known for their high culture, at least within aquatic societies. And Manateen knows how cultured he and his people are, or she, he, or just
Yes.
Manateen, baby.
Just Manateen.
Manateen knows
The
how cultured
pronoun
Manateen
is Manateen.
people are. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Finally,
Oh,
do you guys?
cool. Awesome. Did that remove one
It
point?
did. You guys are at 3 team.
So remember that weird rule that we always forget is that the team leader can choose to take a condition to keep that from being removed.
Okay. So, sure, Leigh, would Captain Football, even if people are mistrusting him, would Captain Football be willing to kind of take a hit to make sure that the team is still in a better place?
Oh yeah, he's a team player.
Okay. So you can take a condition.
Uh-huh.
So the conditions are
I would take angry.
angry. So you start this off and you're already pissed off that this
Yeah.
It's a
fucking
bonus.
manatee doesn't trust you.
Yeah.
Okay. So make sure you got that down. All right. So there's certain things that changes up when you're conditioned. So you are you're comforting or supporting or piercing the mask is going to be more difficult for you.
What's supporting exactly?
When you're trying to support somebody, comforting or supporting is when you're basically trying to like bolster somebody later on.
Got it.
Okay. And then, last but not least, were you guys prepared for this?
Who knows? Was this a surprise to us? I assume.
If you say you're
Based on
prepared, I'm going to
Yeah.
ask you, how did you prepare? And then you're prepared.
Yeah, we're prepared.
Absolutely. How did you guys prepare for this?
I'd
I
say
wasn't
that
prepared for that question.
Holy shit. Out of
What if-
nowhere it came.
the people at our new high school, was it Bay? What is it called?
Bay Valley.
Bay Valley. Would look down on
it's-
the transplants.
It's
So they've been,
BAE Valley.
so the Bays at Bay Valley have been like bullying all the new kids. So we're on constant guard.
I just call it stupid Halcyon High, the new place.
Gotcha.
I like that.
Stupid Halcyon High. Now, you guys have been like experiencing bullying, so you're kind of like dealing with that. How did you ready yourself for this situation in which Gordoom Ramsey, Punch and Judy, and Doberman and the Pincher were going to try to break someone out of jail?
Well, teammates, take it away.
Yeah. I'll tell you how. By getting angry.
Oh, what if the prisoner was? You know what? I don't want to close that door yet. I'm willing to concede that we were not prepared for Gordoom, Ramsey, Doberman, and the Pincher, and Punch and Judy man.
How about this? I'll give you one other piece of information. Could you roll one 6-sided die for me? Whoever tells me first.
3.
3. All right. So, you know that inside that prison transfer is the most dangerous duck in the goddamn universe, Helldrake.
All these waterfowl, water creatures.
He's not a
Yeah.
he's foul.
Yeah,
But he's hardly.
the refs
a
have
thing
called
of water.
foul.
Yeah. So, these 3 are like, those 4 are part of a gang, or 5 if you include the guy and the dog as separate entities. But yeah, they're part of like a gang.
What's the gang called?
What is the gang called? It has a stupid bad guy name.
The Doom Squad.
The Doom Squad. The Doomerinos.
Or Doom.
The Doom.
Doom Marino sounds pretty good. I like it.
Doomerinos it is, and we can make a lot of Dan Marino jokes. Okay, so the Doomerinos. Yeah, so you guys know that they're trying to break Helldrake out of this thing. Again, I'm getting mixed messages on whether or not you guys are prepared.
Let's go with no.
Okay,
Yeah, let's go now.
seems like we're not prepared. So
We're not getting ice cream.
yeah,
And
you
then,
guys
the
were like,
and then the
Make
Manateen
another
showed
condition?
up.
But we were in full battle gear for the ice
Yeah.
cream.
well, yeah, you guys were like just kind of like out on patrol and then had to assemble here. So that's the scene that we see. We see Doberman and the Pincher kind of advancing to like open up this the back
Wait, do you
of
want to take another condition, Leigh?
Do I want to take another condition? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Yeah,
since we're not prepared.
to
No.
make sure that you guys get the additional team. If you'd want to take another condition, you could.
I think we're at 4 now, right, Austin?
You're at 3.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, right, yeah, 3. 4 if you take a condition.
Oh no, you're right. You are at 4. You'd be at 5 if you took a condition. Because you
Four's
did
fine.
take one condition already. 4's fine. Okay, cool. So here's the deal. This is the scene that's set up. You guys are going to be like springing into action as superheroes. And when you spring into action, tell me what you're doing and also describe yourself, like what we see. So, and this goes to whoever wants to go first.
My plan is to charge that armored car and then use it to smash those 2 guys.
All right. So Captain Football is rushing in.
Yeah.
All right.
Using
So
tactics. He's shouting tactics at the top of his lungs.
he's just like, Doctor! All right. What does Captain Football look like?
Oh. He looks like a walking tank with the football helmet on top.
Okay. You said he has skin that looks like the skin of a football.
No, only at times.
Okay.
It's like a defensive reflex of his.
All right. So he just looks like a huge guy. What's he wearing?
Oh, football outfit.
Okay, so he just looks like a fucking football player.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Here's an important question. What's his number, or does he not have one?
Oh, it's 7.
It's 7. Lucky number 7. Is it 07 or just 7?
Just 7.
Just 7.
And
What
on
are
the
his-
back
what
it
are his-
says Captain CPT football.
All right. And what are his colors?
Oh, red and white. Which was
Absolutely.
the colors
Can you
of
update this
Halcyon
picture,
High,
man?
but
This is very different.
but now they're not. Now they're not around anymore.
Okay, so he's wearing Halcyon High football colors, and he's rushing in. Cool.
Yeah.
And you said he's rushing in at whom?
He's gonna try to hit the armored car into these two people.
Okay, well, there's 3, and they're kind of like in different spots. So, like going towards the back as if to open the thing is Doberman and the Pincher. So the guy and the dog.
Yeah, that's who he's going for.
Okay, so he's gonna try to knock this thing into them.
Yes.
So, whew. Does this seem like more of a directly engaging a threat or unleashing his powers to overcome an obstacle? Oh, he's reshaping the environment. Definitely that.
Yeah, that.
Okay, so go ahead and roll plus freak. And let me ask this.
Oh,
Have
but
we figured out our stats?
I took physics. What physics? When you unleash your powers to barrel through an insurmountable barrier, roll plus danger. I don't know if this counts as an insurmountable barrier.
I would say it is, but do you know what all your labels are?
No.
Okay, so for everybody, your labels on the character sheet have one area that's highlighted for each label, and that's kind of the base or the baseline of what you have. And then at character creation, you get to add +1 wherever you choose. So, for instance, if Leigh, as Captain Football, wanted to add an additional danger, instead of +2, he'd start at +3, but everything else would be the standard.
Yeah, I can do that.
That's exactly what you're going to do?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What's up, danger?
Okay. So does anybody else have like questions about how to do that stuff? Like how to set up their labels?
It's just whatever it says in the book +1 wherever you want at this point, right?
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, and like I said, those are going to change.
Yep.
So that's one of the crazy
Be
things.
Be careful, because if it goes to 4 or -3, like a problem can happen.
Yeah. So whenever you're pushed to increase it to something that you can't. So right now, if Captain Football's at +3, if he's pushed to increase or shift his labels with the danger going up, there's an issue, and he like runs into problems.
All right, I'll not do that.
I mean, if that was your initial instinct, and honestly, it kind of makes sense. It's fine.
Okay, fuck it.
Okay.
See what happens.
All right, so you're going down with what is it called? In a China shop?
Oh no, physics. What physics? I take 2 of these, right? Yeah. So physics. What physics is 1. So it's just roll plus danger instead of roll plus freak.
Right. So roll 2 6-sided dice and add +3 to the result.
Okay. 14.
14 is pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
okay.
6 and a 5.
A 6 and a 5. Yes. Okay.
So he just runs in there screaming, "Tactics!
Tactics!" All right. So you smash into this thing when you unleash your powers, and your goal is to just slam it into Doberman and the Pincher.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what goes on. So we see him barreling forward, and he just kind of shoulder checks this thing, and it like the truck itself, I think, kind of like just bashes into him, and he and the dog, you hear like, and like they fly kind of like a bit out of this scene, like not out of the scene, but like out of at least the frame. You hear Punch and Judy yell, like the puppets go like, "What? Like, who are you?" All right, so I've got a list. I got some questions for us. I got about 8 questions. So, Shadow Boxer. First question for you. Why be a hero?
Shadow Boxer, has this power that's not as powerful as these other superheroes in Halcyon City, especially. But she's got something. She's got to use that. I think she does it just for kicks.
Okay.
I'm a real superhero. This is awesome.
So part of it's for the thrill.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. How did you get the skills that you have?
Is that still me?
Mm-hmm. Still Shadow Boxer. Still SD.
I think she was born with them. Her parents were also superheroes. but they have like super strength and maybe like super speed or something. And that genetic mixture just gave her skin changing.
Of course.
She's so
Speed plus strength equals skin color.
It is known.
Nailed it.
Oh yeah, maybe they just weren't even superheroes. They're just like, oh, we have these. These are awesome. It's fun. But we don't need to use them for anything.
Just the dad from The Incredibles. If he never was a superhero, it's like I have super strength. Work at this insurance agency.
Yeah.
Okay, so you inherited these. Okay. All right, Captain Football. Or should I say Wade Hammond? All right. Who changed you? I think you already kind of went over that, but give me a little bit more. I got a taste. I want a meal.
He was a human guinea pig of Bay Valley High.
Bay Valley High.
We were trying to unlock the secret to good football after losing to Halcyon High for the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And, Wade Hammond was the startup offensive lineman, so they figured they could capture him and run experiments on him.
Gotcha. Okay. And then, oh shit, I had the same question for you. Why be a hero? Why not just keep being a kick-ass football player?
Well, I was going to go one of two directions with this. So the first direction is, ever since he got these powers, he's become too good at football. And he's just like smashing these kids left and right. And it's no longer fair. And so this is the only game in town. But I think the more interesting play is ever since he's got these powers, he's gotten even more kick-ass at football, and he loves it. And he's a superhero to get more money and endorsement deals, so he can get an even higher interest generated before the draft.
Okay, so he wants to interest talent scouts and that kind of stuff to show up and be like, you mean Wade Hammond, and you'll reveal that you're really Captain Football.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So fame. Cool. All right. Helix or Anya Villanova.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Nova is all about having a tremendous, insane amount of power and not really having control over it.
Mm-hmm.
So absolutely the first question I'm going to ask you is, who did you first accidentally hurt with your power?
Okay, so the basic idea is her parents were scientists working on making biological enhancements on animals and people until this country's FDA basically shut them down because they're going too far. And it's
Listen, you're making a pig with too many assholes.
Yeah.
You guys are shut down.
Yeah, what you could do with such power. So they were shut down, but they continued working in secret on their daughter, Anya. And so she started gaining more and more of these biokinetic controlling powers. And when she was still a kid, at one point she started trying to change the family dog. But since she didn't have super control over it while she was trying to change it, she accidentally just brutally murdered every dog in the city, just from a power spike, which alerted the authorities what was going on in their house. And during the confusion, her parents were arrested and she escaped. So during that, I'd say she killed her pet and killed several of these government officials trying to capture her on the way out.
Who now helps you control your powers, Helix?
So before her parents were taken away, they told her, if anything happens to us, there's this old woman scientist who we used to work with, and she just had no moral boundaries in her work. And if anything happens to us, you need to find her because she can continue our work and tell you how to use them. So there's this she only really contacts her by phone since she's not in the US, but basically this wizened old scientist who knew who her parents were and has connections and is trying to finish the treatment so that she can actually control her powers instead of being on this constant teetering between messing them up.
All right, cool. All right. So, and this is a person you've never met.
Right, like she went to go look for her, but like she couldn't do it, and eventually this woman contacted her, and so like she like gives her advice like over the phone, but they'd never met.
Gotcha. Love it. And finally, Alex, the Manateen. And I realized something. So the transformed is all about like how you're no longer you no longer look human and trying to maintain your humanity while now being in like an entirely inhuman body. So the one thing I got to switch up is I don't think it makes sense to have you Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle it and have been a manatee that then became a somewhat human creature. It makes sense if you were like a teen who was somehow merged with a manatee.
Unless his arc is trying to get back to becoming a manatee.
Well, I think then in that case he'd be more of an outsider.
Oh, good
who's
point.
like, I'm a manatee. I don't know your human ways. Tell me, if this is not of cabbage, I care not for it.
Maybe I want to go outsider then.
You're thinking outsider?
Yeah, I'm pretty committed to this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so keep in mind, what we have to do then is that manatees have a rich life that humans know nothing of.
Awesome.
So manatees are not just these big fat sea cows that just eat cabbage and fart constantly. They there's like a manatee language and manatee scientists and all these things. Humans know nothing of this.
And of course they do not. How could they comprehend?
Okay.
They don't understand why we bathe in the warm currents of the nuclear power plants.
Mm-hmm. They're foolish. They are foolish. All right, so then I got to change up the questions I'm asking you. God damn it. Okay, so if you're an outsider, I'm going to ask this question. Why did you come to Earth? And I'm going to throw this out. Why did you choose to take Manateen form?
Okay, so Manateen came to Earth for the iceberg lettuce. The foliage on planet Earth has far more sustenance than in any other of the surrounding planets.
Wait, so are you an extraterrestrial manatee?
Yes. Is that the case?
Or do these manatees have a rich life in our oceans?
I'd rather be I really like the idea of being a human manatee that transformed into a teen.
Mm-hmm.
But if I have to be from another planet, so be it.
Oh, I
I
was
don't think
thinking
you
you were
have to
from
be.
like a secret Atlantean-esque city, and you're like, I've come up from the deep.
Yes, even better.
Yeah.
Yes, even better.
Okay. So, yeah, why take Manateen form? Why not continue as Manatee, as God intended?
Oh, well, the humans need our help.
Okay. I like it. Help the humans. Okay. Excellent. And then... And why do your people want you to come home?
Simply,
The humans do
Because-
not need our help.
yes. And they're afraid that I'm straying away from the path.
One last thing for Manateen, actually. So you're known as Manateen. What is your name among the manatee people?
Hmm.
And you can give me the heads up on that in a minute if you need.
Genevieve.
Genevieve.
I'm just trying to think of a French woman's name.
The most elegant of creatures.
Yes.
Like an elegant, like female name.
This is me, Genevieve. And then you're just farting tremendous
Yeah.
clouds of cabbage farts.
Yeah, which is the height of manatee etiquette.
It is.
Yes, it's true. Art haute couture. And I'm going to start asking you guys questions about when you first came together. So, Leigh, Captain Football, when your team first came together, and be thinking of team names that you're calling yourself tentatively while all this is being discussed. But when the team first came together, you guys defeated a dangerous enemy. Who was that enemy?
This is a swim team.
The swim team.
Yeah, those guys are a bunch of jerks.
All right. So the swim team, of course, are a group of Speedo and single and one-piece clad
Sharks. Sharkman.
shark people. Absolutely. So that actually works out pretty well.
Yeah.
And
they're just bullying people left and right.
they're definitely bullies, and they both swim with various things, but can also do synchronized crime.
Yeah.
So the swim team. All right. And
but they didn't have an answer for the play that we ran on them. Blitz. We blitzed all night.
Yeah, the secret is that we always blitz.
yeah. So I kind of want to ask, what were they trying to do?
We're trying to turn the whole school into a pool.
Okay. So they were trying to turn the entire school into a pool. They were trying to trigger...
And this is our house.
They were trying to trigger a sinkhole to turn the entire school into a pool, and
The rest of them rhyme now.
yeah, they're trying to turn the school into a pool. Oh, and they were trying to take use all of the students as hostages.
Yeah.
To make a lot of demands. Okay. Then Helix. Shasha. We destroyed our surroundings in the fight. Where was it, and what did we destroy?
Oh, so they had already finished making half of the school into a pool. By using the river the school was built next to. So like all these like fish and other aquatic animals that already started like moving in and setting up a habitat. And in the fight, we unfortunately had to call pretty much the entire population of the river. Marine life, some of which was sacred to the manatees.
Oh my. Okay,
Yes.
so a lot of marine life was destroyed.
Manatees are people. Sharks aren't.
Manatees are people too. Yes.
A lot of marine
Sharks
life
are
was
sharks.
destroyed. Was the school destroyed?
Yes, utterly.
Yeah. The school's destroyed like every 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Oh.
they've gotten really good at rebuilding it though.
Can
Yeah.
I throw out an idea?
That's one kid's power.
So for those of you who attend school, which I think should be all of you guys, for those of you who attend school, maybe not the Manateen, but for all of you who attend school, that had been your high school. Yeah, it's closed. Now everybody has to go to the rival, Bay Valley High.
Oh, fuck.
No!
Fuck.
We really walked into this one.
Yeah,
Try
so it's
out
now
for
just
that team.
it's now just
Yeah.
like they're like, all right, well, all you guys just get redistricted to this one high school, and it's just Portable City.
Oh, man.
And they're like, what about the millage fee? And a lot of boring conversations about sales tax. Okay, so then the transformed. So while you guys were trying to defeat the swim team, which again is a team of anthropomorphic shark people who wanted to turn your school into a pool to hold the students for ransom, you guys drew the attention and ire from Plenty during the fight. One important person in particular now hates and fears you. Who is it? This person can be a superhero. If you want to say it's one of the super squad, I think that wouldn't quite make sense. But if you really want that, we can do it, and I can even give you some ideas of the people on the super squad.
It's just Captain Football's dad.
What about the mayor?
That could work, but Alex, it's your call.
I'd prefer. I was thinking the mayor myself, so let's go for the mayor.
All right, and the mayor's name is
Sierra.
Mayor Sierra. So Sierra is the last name.
Yes.
Mayor Sierra. And is Mayor Sierra a man or a woman?
No. Mayor Sierra is a has lost their gender because they're now just a floating head in like
All
Em-
right.
an embryonic fluid. You know,
Okay, so Mayor Sierra is the first super mayor of Halcyon City, and Mayor Sierra is a floating head in a jar.
I wouldn't call her super. Have you seen the transit system?
Oh yeah, that's a lot. What a lot of people say. Like super. There's a lot of like dumb signs during election years, like superhero, more like super zero.
Yeah, her on these superpowers taxing people too much.
Yeah, it's a lot of like really bad.
That's
a
what
lot
my dad says, at least.
it's a lot of really bad puns. And yeah,
A real superpower is an unregulated government.
Wade Hammond's dad is a real libertarian. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Cool.
then again, Mayor Sierra's campaign goes. Their whole slogan is "Get ahead" with
Mhm.
Mayor Sierra.
It's
Love it.
pretty good. It worked out. I mean, it got her elected. She's in office, and also in a jar full of embryonic fluid. As you guys were defeating the swim team, who again are anthropomorphic sharks, and in the process, you guys pissed off Mayor Sierra, who again is a head floating in a jar of embryonic fluid. You guys found signs that this incident was just the start of something bigger. What were the signs?
But yeah, so I think this was the idea was that they did actually end up flooding the school, Halcyon High. That's why we removed. So it's totally destroyed, right?
It was almost completely destroyed.
Yeah, so it seems we were all students there, I assume, like you were saying, and also the manatee pool was nearby. We all came together, met. Then I think at the very end, when when we realized the school was just beyond all repair, there was this like file folder that washed up onto the shore of the gym at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And we all saw that it was all these specific documents that the principal from the other school, Bayside,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Bay Valley High.
Bay Valley? Yeah,
Bay Valley High School.
The principal there had, this was a contract from them. He contracted the shark friends, the swim team. But then there was a file, so it was all wet and waterlogged, and we were able to read it, and then it basically disintegrated. So we're the only ones who know. There's no proof.
All right.
Maybe it was all a ploy to pitch Halcyon High's football team.
Yeah. Cool.
And it is did we give that principal a name yet? Because I got one.
Nope. Go for it.
Principal Nunes. I've been watching that stupid stuff all day.
Here you go. Does Manateen, Alex? Manateen did not attend this high school. This incident with the swim team is where Manateen met the rest of the team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the other three characters in their
I came to assist the humans with their aqua problems.
Gotcha. So the other three characters in their secret identity forms, like, were there when the swim team showed up, and I imagine them bursting out of the river. Maybe some of them bursting out of like toilets or the sewers or that kind of thing, and invading the school, attempting to mess with the sewer lines and the pipes in order to cause a large enough sinkhole to turn this into a pool. And you guys had to stop them. But in the process, much of the river that was nearby the school was poisoned, and much of the school was destroyed. Many, many fish were killed, and Manateen arose to assist the group. But two things happened. One, you discovered that the Principal Nunes of Bay Valley High School, was involved in getting the swim team to do this, and you discovered, or soon afterwards on the news, when asked for comment about this team of superheroes who we hadn't heard of before, stopping them, Mayor Sierra the head floating in a jar of embryonic fluid, seemed to disdainfully suggest that they were not the ones who saved the day. It was the first responders, the good people of Halcyon City. Beacon, you've got 2 relationships you got to fill out. Could you tell us about those?
Yeah, so these are just like bonds in Dungeon World, you know. So I've got one person is awesome, and you take every chance you get to hang out with them, and the other one is you've got to prove yourself to someone before you feel like a real hero. Let's see, Manateen. Yeah, I feel like based on what we know so far, Helix seems awesome. I take every chance I get to hang out with them, but I've got to prove myself to Captain Football before I can be a real hero.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. And Captain Football, you've also got 2, and it's choosing your love and your rival, which is like crucial to this.
Yep.
And love is defined as someone you've opened up to about the worst
parts of my life. So I'll say Nova is my love.
So Helix?
Yeah. And Manateen is my rival.
God. So Manatee tried to control you at a crucial moment.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that crucial moment in which Manateen tried to control Captain Football?
Yeah, so like maybe there was like a clutch moment when we were fighting the shark people. And he was like, Captain Football, throw the football, deactivate the big thing. And I just find Manateen disgusting. So it's like, no. Okay. He's like a walking manatee. It's fucking disgusting.
Absolutely. All right. For our Nova Helix, you hang out all the time with someone to blow off steam, and you once hurt somebody else, or that person should probably be somebody else when you lost control of your powers.
Okay. I'm gonna say I hang out all the time with Manateen. And there's a reason for this, which I already thought of, which is when Helix initially escaped her country to make it to the U.S., she'd called upon the aid of like these manatees that showed up on the shoreline where she was, and she was able to like meat craft like a space in their stomachs where they carried her over like Jonah and the whale, and they were open to this. It was consensual. but
Beautiful.
the manatee convoy is the reason she was able to escape her country. So she had great respect for the manatee people.
So the manatee people are the Manateenians.
Mm-hmm.
The Manateenians are unknown to the vast majority of the world, and mostly unknown to Helix as well. Helix has, aside from Manateen, had one encounter with them in which
and it was by like chance. Like her plan was to like swim out into the ocean and just like meat craft like a whale or a dolphin, but the manatees found her.
Gotcha.
And they helped her out, and
they Ilian Gonzalez Helix.
Yeah, and that really gave her hope. And as far as the other one, you once hurt. I once hurt Captain Football because I accidentally changed his pigskin into snake skin, and like this so thoroughly disturbed him. I vowed to never again try to like change the fundamental nature of my teammates.
Okay.
Of their footballs.
Yeah, especially of their footballs.
And finally, for Manateen, this person comforted you when you were at your lowest, and then another person knew you before you changed.
Before I changed.
Oh wait, no, you're an outsider now. Never mind. You're not a
yeah.
You're an outsider. Fuck. So actually, some of those questions questions. Yeah, outsider. All right. You've been learning about Earth by spending time with one person, and then you have a crush on another person, but you keep it under wraps.
All right. So I've been learning a lot about Earth from Anya Villanova and the ways of the people here, and I have a crush on Wade Hammond.
I feel like one of us should probably pick the beacon for something.
Okay, I have a crush on Nora Knox.
Nice. But
Done.
you keep it under wraps.
I keep it under wraps. I keep it on the down low.
Gotcha. Cool. All right. So the next part is influence. And influence is important in this game whenever you're trying to like help one another or hinder one another, whenever you're trying to do stuff like coherently as a team. Having influence over one another really helps that out. But whenever you have influence over somebody, there's stuff that you can do that you either couldn't do normally or you could do more. You can do more easily. So here's the thing that I'm going to ask you to do. You can use that Google form to do it. You can just keep it down on a piece of paper, that kind of thing, and put it into the Google form later. Keep track of the people over whom you have influence. All right. So if David has influence on Alex, it's more important for David to know he has influence on Alex than for Alex to know David has influence on me. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
How do we get influence?
So there's a lot of ways that you can get influence. But in the first one, I'm just going to ask you a series of questions, or each of you has basically a question or a condition, and you're going to be giving different people in the party influence. So the very first thing, the beacon. Shadowboxer, you're so excited to be here. Everybody on the team gets influence over Shadowboxer. So everyone has influence over Shadowboxer. So mark that down.
Is it ever possible to get more than one influence at a time?
Over a person?
When you do your shift rifles, yeah.
So yes.
Yes, there you can, and it changes up when you get influence again over somebody. It does a different thing.
Who also have influence over?
So at the moment, you have Manateen has influence over Shadowboxer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's it.
All right, Captain Football, you're selective about who you let in. Give your love and rival influence over you, but that's it.
All right.
So your love again is who?
Helix, obviously.
Of course.
My rival's Manateen.
So those two people have influence over Captain Football.
Got it.
All right. Then our Nova Helix. Choose your demeanor. Do you have a happy facade or are you locked down?
Go with happy facade. Y'all can have influence over me.
All right. Cool. So everybody has influence over Helix. And finally, Manateen. Choose your demeanor. Are you haughty or cheerful?
Cheerful.
Cheerful. All right. So you're thrilled to be here. Give everyone influence over you as well. Yes. Okay.
So he
cool.
just runs in there screaming, "Tactics!
Tactics!" All right. So you smash into this thing when you unleash your powers, and your goal is to just slam it into Doberman and the pincher.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what goes on. So we see him barreling forward, and he just kind of shoulder checks this thing, and it like the truck itself, I think, kind of like just bashes into him, and he and the dog, you hear like, and like they fly kind of like a bit out of this scene, like not out of the scene, but like out of at least the frame. You hear Punch and Judy yell, like the puppets go like, "What? Like, who are you?" And you just hear bark, like crazy barking, like coming from off screen. and they get smashed into the coffee shop. That's what happens. So you hit them, it smashes them, and they go through the window of the coffee shop.
Mhm.
And inside, you just hear an insane amount of barking and a crazy degree of destruction going on inside that coffee shop.
Awesome.
All right. Meanwhile, who else hops into the scene?
I think almost the opposite. Shadowboxer is camouflaging herself and with Squawky's help, hopefully, trying to scope out the scene, seeing what is actually, like, if anyone's in danger or anything.
Sounds good to me. So it seems as though you are assessing the situation. Am I reading that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
And I'm hopefully going to use Squawky's help.
Sounds good to me. So go ahead and assess the situation. So when you assess the situation, roll plus superior.
So I get a 10.
10. All right. Well, you get to ask 2 of those questions. And where are you when you are doing this? Are you on the roof? Are you kind of like in the shadows looking by? Are you in the coffee shop disguised as someone else?
Yeah, I feel like Shadowboxer probably can't disguise herself with someone else. Maybe, maybe on the roof, and then she kind of makes her costume and skin look like bricks around her.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Oh, wait, this is better. Just like gray, so it looks like a gargoyle. If anyone would look up, Squawky, by the way, if you're curious, is just a hawk, like a regular hawk that has black feathers and a cape. I know you're curious.
Does it also have a domino mask?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. It has its own secret identity in the Indian community.
Okay, so what here is in the greatest danger is really what I was after.
Ooh, what here is in the greatest danger? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That dog.
Oh, absolutely. These civilians. So one of the things I'll say 2 things. Warn you about 2 things. So one, Punch and Judy are known for like doing a lot of like destructive stuff, and like that manhole cover exploded. Like they're particularly known for explosives. And also Helldrake is essentially a duck that's a dragon. It talks as well. So yeah, so the people in this coffee shop and like the innocent bystanders nearby are particularly in danger here.
Gotcha. And then I guess I'll follow up with how could we end this quickly?
Gordoom Ramsey, Punch and Judy, and Doberman and the Pincher are trying to break their buddy Helldrake out of custody. If you guys can manage to get this van out of here, if you guys can manage to keep all these people safe in the process and get this thing out, they'll just have to follow you, and you'll have been able to stop whatever plan they had. Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of This American Dice presents Masks. Masks is a game by Magpie Games. This episode's cast includes David as Shadowboxer, Carl as Helix, Alex as Manateen, and Leigh as Captain Football. Your game master for this episode was Austin. Be sure to join us next week for another exciting episode of This American Dice. If this is not of cabbage, I care not for it. I thought it was like a wine glass cozy where it's like asshole like enveloped the top of the wine glass to keep bugs out or something.
Yeah, we should have done that.
I think we already naturally have that.